And we're live. Welcome, friends. Happy Monday. Everyone's here, and I appreciate you. Eagles, A-Name, David, O-Dog. All the mods are here. Well, two of them. Miko, greetings, and turtles. O-Dog is eating a bacon cheeseburger and fries, and I'm hungry again. David had fish and white rice and a salad. I had spaghetti salad, which is a variation of pizza salad. I think I prefer pizza salad, which I will have tomorrow. I was a little disappointed, but it worked. And it was the pasta was too garlicky, so I couldn't share it with Sadie, and she was very disappointed. David says, there he is. And Odog says, sup, Super Antonio. Greetings, friends. Appreciate you. Glad you're here early. And Miko says, hello, Super Antonio. Hello, David. Hello, O-Dog Eagles. A-Name, Turtles. Howdy, fellers. Welcome, friends. We're joined once more by our channel co-host, Sadie, who has her back to the camera. Cannot see. She's very tired and really wants to be asleep. And regrettably, we will not let her. Jolly Rancher says, Marston Mondays. On Mondays, we Marston. Greetings, Jolly Rancher. How are you? Thanks for being here. Happy Monday. A-Name says, what's happening? Well, we're back in Blackwater, and we finally are going to catch up with Dutch. Or we're going to see him, at least. And we get a sniper rifle. We're going to watch a movie. It's a little bit of a long one tonight. We're going to try to go for about 2 hours, depending on how the stream and the chat behaves. O-Dog says, Melon's emoticons dictated that I be late for the past few vids. Okay, no worries, O-Dog. We appreciate having you here, and you are a very popular man, and your social life comes first. A-Name says, having a smoke in bed. Actually slept early last night. Well done, A-Name. You need your sleep.
Anything else?
O-Dog says, sup, Super Antonio, sup, A-Name. Shout out to Ireland. The Emerald Isle. And we got a new horse. A-Name asks, O-Dog, where were you Sunday? He was here for a bit. Turtles says, good old Red Dead Redemption 1. Yeah. I call it Red Dead Light. There are some things I like about it. I like how you don't really bond with the horses because it doesn't really matter if one of them dies. They're very easily replaceable. They're more like motorcycles in this game than in our game in Red Dead 2. Jolly Rancher says, watching from Ireland here. Well done, Jolly Rancher. You're up late. A-Name is also
Hello,
from
Professor. Hello, sir.
your neck of the woods.
Mr. Marston, sir. Good day, good day. How are you?
A-Name says, watching the live though, cause love the Marston Mondays. A-Name, Marston Mondays loves you.
Freedom is under duress. But these problems aside, I suppose I'm fair.
Yes, the problems of civilizing nomads. Tell me, sir,
Turtles is
are
laughing
you from Norse stock?
Not
on
as far as I know.
at what O-Dog said,
Raised
which
in an orphanage. My father was Scottish.
which regrettably
You
I cannot say, and it's making me cough.
Population characteristics.
Really?
Well, yes, a white man.
Though I would say it on the second channel. I'd happily say it on the second channel.
Trust me, sir, I mean savage in the best possible sense.
All I can say is Godspeed and good luck, O-Dog.
I've been looking at some
And
blood
I
samples
salute
through
you.
My microscope, and you know what?
No.
Well, of course you don't. It's a remarkable breakthrough. I've been looking at the blood of both natives and white men of corresponding height.
This gentleman is referred to as a degenerate by Agent Ross, and I assumed that was code for gay, but actually it's just code for he's a druggie.
Completely refutes my last book. But I'll tell you what, sir. This sabbatical in the field may have been somewhat forced
Much like
upon me by
Reverend
circumstance,
Swanson.
but my scholarship has benefited enormously. Would you like to partake of a syringe of cocaine? I've quite enough for two.
Not right this minute, no.
So it's a remarkable drug. It entirely restores the ego. It takes one back to a primal state.
Note how his
It
shirt
helps my
is half
thinking
untucked.
enormously.
That's a nice touch.
Oh,
And his
oh,
bow
Nastas,
tie is
come on,
angled askew.
come in, sir.
And here comes Nastas,
Would
also
you
known as
like to take off your
Dutch
slippers?
Vanderlin's alter ego.
Or skin a rabbit. I know we cannot see the stars, but still my heart is pure, and we meet as equals. These savages must be.
Sadie's already snoring.
No, sir.
I don't know what
grew
we
up
did
on a
today that
reservation
would make her
and
so
attended
tired.
School.
Oh,
Eagle says, "Did you see my new playlist on my channel?" I did not, Eagles.
I know where
Regrettably,
a group of bandits you see
I
are
was
hiding.
too busy working on my channel.
Vanderlyn has attracted a following of young men on the reservation.
Actually, I was so busy today, I wrapped up around 5 before I
civilized. I was right all
you know,
along.
then
Where's Dutch
my
Vanderlyn
routine
based?
is I'll turn off the computer and
What's your name?
turn off the
Let's
PlayStation
go.
and do some
I know
dishes
a way
and then
there
take
that is not
Sadie for a
guarded.
walk.
Marvelous.
Completely forgot that
Marvelous.
we had a live stream on tonight. Made that thumbnail at the last minute.
Time to do our bit for humanity, Mr. Marston.
I was thinking that we were done for the day.
Follow me.
Shut everything down, and I had to turn everything back on. That's okay. Here, Sadie, say hello to the
I
chat.
understand we have a mutual interest in Mr. Vanderlyn.
Oh, Serena's here.
Too? Kill him.
Serena says, "Hi, Antonio. I made it. Serena, I'm so happy to see you. Welcome. Happy Monday. On Mondays, we Marston. And Sadie got up for you. Sadie saw you in the chat, Serena, before I did. Everybody say hi to Serena. Serena says, hi, everyone. David has a Starheart emoticon. Starheart says, hi, David. Odog says, howdy, Serena. And Serena answers back, hi, Odog.
Just mentioned your unique history with the man. Although I was away with the fairies at the time, I must admit, surfing great waves of euphoria.
Serena says, hi, Sadie, looking beautiful as always. She thinks you're looking beautiful. You should say to Serena that she's looking beautiful.
I wouldn't try to read too much into it.
It's my job to
Odog says, I'm going to have to go peep at ePro. See, Odog will watch.
Mr. Marston.
And Miko says, hello, Sadie. Hello, Serena. Miko said hello. Say hello back.
The white
Say hello
man
back.
will soon be the
Say
end of
hello.
them.
What on earth are you talking about, Nastas?
Serena says, hi, Miko. And Odog says, welcome, Miko.
Society is based around hunting.
But we hunt to eat, not for sport. Soon, there
David
will
says,
be no
he's got some
buffalo
good
left.
Madden games posted. And Serena says, hi, Eagles, bro.
Extinction is a myth refuted by Darwin. Species don't die, they evolve.
Yeah, she's very
One
tired.
day
She didn't
time
do
will
anything
make the buffalo
specific
stronger.
on the walk. I mean, some of the little dogs yelled at her.
Foreboding, Nastas. Are you sure this is the right way?
It's this way, mister. Yes, sir.
It's rather dark.
Ain't you never seen trees before? I thought you were a brave cultural explorer.
A-Name says, so relaxed I can barely move. Well, it's the time for that, A-Name.
Mr. Marston.
Enjoy it while you still can. Soon you will have cut down all of these trees.
Me? Or are you making a sweeping
Is
statement
Odog
about
leaving?
the white man in general?
There is no respect for the land.
Always happy to see you, Odog.
I'm sensing some hostility, Nastas.
You have a great night, if you're gone.
Who this
Sadie
private
just went to her
little
crate.
is coming from.
Don't worry about it, Professor.
Serena says, love the professor, cracks me up laughing. Yeah, he's an interesting character. He does remind me of Reverend Swanson. A-Name asks, are you killing Dutch this live? No, this is the first encounter with Dutch. This is where we get the sniper rifle. But it's coming up. It's probably in the next Monday, Marston Mondays.
Remarkable. I'm afraid I don't really have much of a head for heights. more of a head for hire.
Odog says, I'm not going anywhere.
Well,
Everyone was saying goodbye to
I'm
you,
sure the
Odog.
staff
I
will
was
help you.
confused.
I must be on my way. I've got work to do.
However, I'm
Thanks for the help.
easily confused.
Goodbye, gentlemen. Enjoy yourselves.
I started watching Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, which I've seen before but didn't remember. They all kind of blend together. That's the one where Tom Cruise hangs off the side of an airplane and has to hold his breath for like 6 minutes underwater, and he actually does it. A-Name said, thought you said you were earlier, must have read it wrong. The title is finally catching up with Dutch. That kind of, I suppose, implies that we're gonna get him, but there are, I believe, 3 encounters with Dutch before we actually get him. Theo Pentold 4 says, is this the best open world game ever made? Well, it was until Red Dead 2 came out. And A-Name says, need to watch a movie. And Odog says, all good.
I will have a look around.
A-Name also says, wouldn't mind living on the moon. It'd be hard to breathe on the moon, A-Name. However, you can live in Australia, and that's kind of like living on the moon, except there's crocodiles and scorpions. It's not like Javier gave us a tutorial on how to climb this. A-Name says, get me an astronaut suit or something. Haha. Odog says, and spiders in Australia. And A-Name says, I'd be chilling out. Eagle says, if you ever see a shadow on the moon, then there's a man on the moon. No, there's not. That is also a movie starring Jim Carrey about Andy Kaufman. A-Name says, I'd be some astronaut. You would? Well, your head's already in the stars, A-Name. Serena says, Bear and Cougar here, and the mission caught me by surprise. Got scared. Yeah, same here, Serena.
There's a cave over here. Might go through or up the mountain. I'm sorry, mister.
This entire area is walled off in Red Dead 2, which is a little disappointing.
Yes, look at this. A mine shaft.
Serena says, hey, Eagles, couldn't find your PS name. And A-Name says, I want to play more Red Dead 2 online, but it's so hard to level up. It's kind of boring. Yeah, I don't even bother. And we assaulted Nastas. Couldn't help it. Couldn't resist. Let's try that again, shall we?
Over here! I think there's a path through this cave. Good. This should save us some time.
A-Name said, why'd you do that? LOL. We couldn't help it. We saw the dynamite crate. We had to shoot it. For the stream. For science. Yeah, I watched Rogue Nation. And I liked it. I'd like to have all those movies on Blu-ray. Just for the collection.
This way.
But, you know, I have so many, you know, I have a very extensive Blu-ray and DVD collection, and I just end up watching whatever's on stream. It's more convenient. Actually, now I want to get the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy. How much is that? And also the collected works of Miyazaki.
Dynamite! Get out of here!
The trilogy is the Swedish version. And it looks like it's... Ooh, here's one for 30 bucks used. But it's about 50 bucks new. A-Name says, girl from last night gave us a call. There might be back in a few minutes. Well done, A-Name. However, depending on how much you like her, I would advise not to be so accommodating. Maybe you're too busy tonight and you need to reschedule. It's cruel, but there's a saying that is actually true. That you might have heard. Treat him mean, keep him keen. And regrettably, it works. Being nice doesn't work. Being nice just means they can take advantage of you, and you lose
I'm hurt pretty
you'll lose
bad.
respect.
I don't
But
think
you
should
know,
go any further. I'll be fine.
I don't know what I'm talking
You go
about.
ahead. I don't want to
I
slow
really
you
don't.
down. You
Mr.
sure
Matty
are
says,
all
howdy,
right.
Super Antonio. And Mr.
Take
Matty
it
asks,
slow.
how's Sadie?
Go
You
on.
missed her. I will call her back with some
We'll see you on the
potent
way down.
canine bait. She is in her crate in front of the desk because she's really tired tonight and wants to be asleep. Odak says, sup, Maddie, and Serena says, hi, Mr. Maddie, and David says, Maddie, and here is Sadie.
Rest a while.
Brought her back. Brought her back. Sit up here. You can rest here. There. We have to work on the stream tonight. I told you we had a whole stream to do. I told you during the walk. Look, she's protesting. She won't even look at the camera. The Ghost says, never knew something in Red Dead 1 because when you use cheats and save and go back to the menu, then I click normal, hardcore, or undead nightmare. It's kind of funny. You can get up to $1 million and bounty. You can get $1 million. There's not really anything to spend it on. Mr. Matty asks, what type of dog is she? She is a mix of Pit Bull and Labrador and German Shepherd and a bunch of other dogs. And bear. She's half bear. We died, but the bear died as well.
Worry about me.
The bear
Go
knocked
look
us
for
off
Vanderlyn.
the cliff, but
Good luck.
followed us down.
I would go now, mister, before somebody sees you. Go on. You don't want to miss your chance. I'll be fine.
The Ghost says another YouTuber reached a $1 million bounty. Okay, well, I'm very happy. I don't think we have any bounty in this game. But we didn't really free roam, we just kind of ran through the missions. Marston is not fooling around with that bear anymore. Who is pretty impossible to kill.
What were you eating?
Very productive day for me personally. I was trying to make shorts for the week. So that's 21 shorts as opposed to 7. Eagles says, just made a new video. Well done, Eagles. And then scheduling them. If you're a channel member, you were deluged with the shorts in your feed. Because channel members get videos early. I apologize about that, Odog. And David. They're not necessarily for you guys. They're for new people. And for the algorithm. Serena says, nice, Eagles. I will check it out later. That's interesting, Ghost. Now, where's that cougar? Odog says, good for you. I prefer females, though. And Odog, as we know, the females prefer you. Well done, Odog. There's a cougar.
Damn critter!
Hodog says, right on, brother. Well, you know, female companionship is important.
This is nasty.
Some might say essential. Serena says, you hear the cough at it. I did. It's there. Yeah. We didn't, but somehow we survived the first hit. But if don't forget to collect the pelt and the cougar meat, because it's very valuable at the store. Cougars, wolves, bears, and it seems like you can carry an infinite amount in the satchel. It's a really easy way to make money in this game. Hunting is so much more lucrative in this game. That's one thing I like. We also went online, or we didn't go online. We went to Rhodes to get poodle footage for a short that will appear later this week. We had the Bad Honor playthrough, so we had a $300 bounty in Rhodes, which was a little awkward. But we were only there for a couple minutes. We needed to see the poodle. Serena says, I forgot to collect the pelt. There's plenty of cougars in this game, Serena. Serena, how are you? What did you have for afternoon tea? I had spaghetti salad, which is a variation of pizza salad, and I was disappointed. I want to have pizza salad, and I will have it tomorrow. Serena asks, how did Dutch know John was up on the cliff? LOL. Yeah, what's up with that? Somebody must have told him, his network. Serena says, just had salad and ham sandwich. That sounds delicious. Eagle says, made another video, premieres soon. Well done, Eagles.
Mr. Marston? Mr. Marston? Mr. Marston?
The ghost asks Super Antonio what is the best horse in Red Dead 2. That's a good question. I prefer the Piebald Tobiano Hungarian half-bred and the Silver Dapple Pinto Missouri Fox-Trotter, but that's just me. Your experience may vary.
I improvised an escape plan. I'm more of a planner than a man of action.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Friends of mine are with Vanderland.
We must try to reason with them, sir.
Note the African
Vanderland's
masks.
gang contains several natives. We must
Dog.
meet with them and try to
That's
save
for
them
you.
from disaster.
My people have already endured many disasters. Before, this was all...
Nastas has a turquoise
Now we have
necklace.
brought you civilization. Well, sure, it hasn't been easy, but it hasn't been easy for anyone, Nastas. Why, I knew a man in Yale whose father once shot 18 natives in one afternoon out in Wyoming. Oh, the man was quite
Well, the most interesting thing, I remember seeing
For a wise
Rogue Nation
you are a
before.
very stupid man.
But I forgot about this scene. It's ridiculous. Where Tom Cruise is like handcuffed to a pole upside down like this, or like, okay, and his feet are also tied up, and I think his shirt's off, of course, because he needs to show his shirt, and he like kind of like muscles himself up the pole, you know, like just by fish kicking salmon. He like salmon ladders the pole until he can get up over it, and then, you know, jump down and fight. And it's, you know, like all his stunts, they're real. It's crazy to see. I have no idea how he did it. He just kind of like you know what a salmon ladder is, I think, or you should. But he just kind of did one of those, except like it was a reverse salmon ladder. It was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. It was like a combo of climbing up without using your legs, with your legs straight out like an L, and then salmon laddering up. I need to watch that again. Serena says, I love all the horses, and Serena says, and Serena, all the horses love you. Odog says, definitely different horses for every player, and Odog says, what did you say, Super Antonio? Who knows? Who knows, Odog? I just kind of ramble on.
That makes sense.
The ghost, I'm not sure I understand your question.
There is a certain
And Serena says, is Rufus on the ranch with Jack? I thought I heard the dog bark, but I haven't been in since I finished the game. I don't think he is. Serena.
I can handle that. For the right
I've also
price.
finished the game, and the ranch is super lonely.
This individual had the misfortune to be photographed enjoying some rather inappropriate company. Been seen with a local whore.
And still haven't unlocked the Turco Man.
These photographs to him.
Have you unlocked the
After you
Turco
take
Man?
care of business, return to me and I'll pay up
He's
the
at the
full
store.
for your services. You're doing great things for your state, dear friend. You should be proud. Please, sir, this is an urgent matter.
Yeah, so I recommend Rogue Nation for that scene alone. But he does ridiculous stunts in all his movies. He's like an American Jackie Chan. And it's interesting, like, he became an action star later in life, you know, and he was a dramatic star early in life. Eagles says, I'm going to go lay and rest because I'm not feeling great. Okay, Eagles, you feel better. Odog says, later on, E-Pro. So he's like, you know, he started Mission Impossible, the franchise, when he's in his 40s and 50s. And he's at least 50-something during Rogue Nation. And he's still going. He's still doing his own stunts. It's crazy. And Rogue Nation was like 2015, I think, so almost 10 years ago. It's amazing. It gives hope to us all. And we went in here looking for Dutch's mother's grave, which should be around here, but we didn't really find her. Serena says, I watched a video last night explaining about these Skinner brothers. Good channel, Strange Man is his channel. Yeah, I don't watch him. I don't watch any YouTuber, Red Dead YouTubers. I just don't want to get cross-pollination of ideas. David said, seen it as well, Serena. Yeah, I can't watch. Won't watch. Serena says, nice, David. I always watch his channel. I wish you always watched my channel. I know you do. I'm just teasing you. Each save will move you forward 6 hours. I like it better in our game where you can just sleep and it'll give you the option of how long you want to sleep. See, we had to do 2 saves to get out of the darkness. So on the second channel, we've been doing movie shorts, movie quote shorts, which have been getting a lot of views. David says, I'm watching videos from 4 years ago. I never saw. They keep popping up. Well, I'm happy to be there for you, David. Serena says, Antonio, I watch your channel all the time. Sometimes go back years to watch, too. I know you do, Serena. I was just teasing you. I appreciate you, Serena, and David, and Odog. Serena says, yes, same, David. Me to watch videos over 4 years. Yeah. You know, first videos on this channel, I used my phone. Not this phone. But I used my phone to record audio, and then I would mail it to myself, and I would download that and splice it into like the PS4 footage. Didn't even have a mic. Then I went through so many mics before I found the perfect one. The mics just kept getting better and better. But it just goes to show. I mean, you can start it. You can start your channel on the cheap. But then, as your skills improve, you want better equipment.
I think this was yours, partner.
John really likes knocking people over because there's no consequence like you would get in our game. David says you sounded a lot different. Yeah. Also, I wasn't comfortable in front of the mic yet. It probably took a couple years to craft the Super Antonio voice and personality that I finally settled on
Nate Johns.
to present to the world.
Johns. Why, that no
The world of Red Dead Redemption 2.
bastard. I like to see him horsewhipped. Why you ask, friend?
And
Need to
that
make
just
sure I had
happened
the right man.
organically through
Care to take a quick look
luck
at a
and
couple
happenstance,
photographs of
I
you
think.
Coming out of a fine place of not much repute.
As I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted, Nate Johns is a fine,
David says your
fine
tone was
man,
lower
but
and
he's a
softer.
better governor. And I
Yeah, I know. I
consider
was going
it
for
honor
more of an
to call him my
ASMR
friend.
type channel because ASMR videos were really popular and we're getting a lot of views. But we never really took off in that direction. I was hoping the ASMR people would pick me up because that was one way to like just experience massive growth on the channel. But that didn't happen, and we abandoned that. And I don't know if are ASMR videos even still a thing. Serena says, you're well-spoken, Antonio. I'd be nervous, probably stutter. You might at first, but you just kind of work through it, I guess is what I mean to say. It gets easier. That's why I have every live stream that we've done is up on this channel. So you can watch the progress and how I started to where I am now. Because that was like another learning curve altogether. It's getting comfortable in front of the camera and talking to you guys naturally and making the stream interesting, I guess, is, you know, finding the words to fill up the dead air. Serena says, my family can hear you. They love your voice. Well, that's nice, Serena. Shout out to Serena's family in Red Dead Redemption 2. And finally, the good citizens of Blackwater fight back. And that's awkward. Serena says, thank you, Antonio. You're very welcome, Serena, as always. And you're always very welcome on the stream. Sadie moved to the couch. She doesn't even want to be in the crate anymore. She really doesn't want to be bothered. She was at the bedroom door, just giving me a very plaintive look before the stream started. And I had to tell her that it wasn't time for bed. We can't go to bed yet. We have a live stream. I guess she forgot about the live stream as well. There's our horse. Micah is here. Micah says, hello, how are you? Very well, thank you, Micah. Appreciate you being here, and happy Monday. We're just riding around Blackwater, getting a little trouble, knocking over citizens. Serena says, hi, Micah, and David says, Micah. Somehow we got a bounty.
Just hurry up, partner.
Trying to get arrested.
Maybe a good man. Break the law, you go to jail.
One count of assault. Oh, we got an interesting bit of dialogue out of the trapper when I was working on Bad Honor, the Bad Honor playthrough today. He asked, you know, you're out of jail already? Anyways, what can I do for you? Or something like that. It was pretty funny. Serena says, I love how someone jumps out of the way when John goes near them. Always makes me laugh. Yeah, NPCs, same. And we were in jail, but it dropped us back at Bonnie's ranch. NPCs, I meant, yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought you meant, Serena.
Let's go.
I know they've got like a... Here, we'll do it again. Or we'll just run him over. The strange man is on the trail to our left, but I completely forgot about him in this playthrough. We'll have strange man footage at the end of this series. I did actually do a second playthrough just to get the strange man footage. However, for now, we need to return to Blackwater. Micah says, I think I've only heard German and Spanish spoken in Red Dead 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all I've heard. And English. Okay, now we can do the mission. We get a free sniper rifle.
What a pleasant surprise, Mr. Marston. An informant just told us some interesting news. Our mutual friend,
These
Mr. Manning,
jokers
was about
again.
to pay call on his bank manager. What do you say to having a little financial discussion with the fellow? This way.
I've said it before, but I really like the character of John
Let's get up on the roof.
in this game as opposed to Red Dead 2. He's more mature, he's more well-spoken, he's more confident, he's coming to his own, which makes sense. I mean, it's his game and he's older. He's older than Arthur was. Micah says, I like this mission. I like this sniper rifle more than the one in Red Dead 2. I believe it's a rolling block.
Don't start shooting until they're out in the open. If we spook
It's
them,
easier to deal
might
with.
retreat
I
back
didn't
into
mind the
open
range
zone.
of
Don't
the
shoot
range of
till I give you
vision
the signal.
in this one,
Keep your sights
but it's a
trained on
pain
that bank door.
in our game. I think because Red Dead 2 is just so much more immersive.
Nobody shoots until I say.
This one was easier to
Someone's
control.
coming out. He's unarmed. Hold your fire.
Serena says, same, Micah. I like this mission too. Serena, this mission like you.
Open fire. Why aren't you shooting? You can't let them get away.
Boom.
Take out those snipers in the
We're
window.
just going for body shots. We don't care. Serena says, I don't want to race again, LOL. And AIM says, hello. Yeah, the racing was
Get them in at the
very
window.
difficult to figure out, but it's mostly, you can't like tap the X. You can't tap, tap, tap. You just kind of push on the stick and you tap as necessary.
They're in the window. Pick them up.
Yeah, that was an example of using Red Dead 2 reflexes in this game. which didn't really work.
Fire on that door! They're going to escape!
David says, no more racing. Serena, are you going to start another Life is Strange playthrough?
They're making a break for it!
Or Before the Storm? Led Zeppelin says, hey, Super Antonio, I'm super late. Led Zeppelin, you are on time. A wizard is never late.
I'm making a break for
Hey
it!
name says, starting to feel the love again after a while in my life. Not gonna lie. Everyone needs a little love in their life. Hey name. And Serena says, that's right, David, no more racing. No more racing unless it's LA Noir.
Marston!
Serena says, hi, Led.
Hopkins and Manning. Get Dutch. Be careful. There may be some innocent people there.
I listened to a live version of Immigrant Song today. Algorithm suggested it from 1972.
Come on, let's get in there!
And Serena, it was in Sydney. I don't know where in Sydney. Not auto-tuned. You know, Jimmy Page could hit those high notes just fine at the top of their game. It was pretty cool. A name says, "How the girl from Sunday night? I'm telling you now, she's got something about her. Well done, A name." And Led Zeppelin says, "How's it going with everyone?" I believe it's going really well. A name met someone, might be someone special, and we're happy to be a part of it. Serena says, "I'm thinking about Antonio, still doing GTA Story Mode, thinking playing Mafia. It's free on PS4." And David says to Led Zeppelin, "Good so far. How about you?" Watch out for the hostages, Marston. Led Zeppelin says, "Not too bad. I'm building on Minecraft, so I'm focused. I forgot time existed, LOL." What are you building? I was obsessed with pyramids. And let's try that again, shall we? I was obsessed with pyramids, and I just found it very comforting. My nephew didn't understand. A name says, "Must do a video of the next bit of playthrough for this, because I need to see the Dutch death." Oh yeah, of course we will, A name.
Let's go! Watch out for hostages!
Led Zeppelin says, "Hagia Sophia Orthodox Church." Well, I will look that up. I didn't pronounce that well, but...
Come on, let's get in there!
Oh, that's beautiful. It means holy wisdom in Turkish.
Shoot the lock off that door!
And it's in Turkey. That... How are you doing those curves?
Now! We need to get in there! Move in! Keep an eye out for civilians!
Serena says, "I think I accidentally shot a hostage." No worries, Serena. Those hostages are only sleeping. A-Name says, "Wouldn't mind a bit of Minecraft survival mode." Yeah, I never got into that aspect of it. I just like building things. And I was fine building fences. Led Zeppelin says, "Tutorials, LOL." Yeah, I just kind of like treated it as a virtual Lego set. I just built fences and pyramids. A name says, "Tastes better on a knife." And Serena says, love cereal. I think I missed what... Oh, Anim says, I want some cereal, not gonna lie. Yeah, breakfast at night is always a good idea. Don't really eat cereal, though. I have oatmeal sometimes. Actually, I had oatmeal today. Oatmeal with blueberries, raisins, and almonds. And a little bit of coconut creamer.
Behind the store! Marston, come on!
Not that I don't like There's Dutch. There's Dutch. He's going to talk about Abigail.
How's Abigail?
Well, I hope. Ain't seen her for a
A-Name
while.
says, shall I head down for some? Yeah,
Cause you've
help
been chasing
yourself.
me?
Bring enough to
The woman
share.
called Dutch.
You've got at least another hour here.
Of course. How's your little boy?
He ain't so little now.
No, he must be
Yeah,
what?
you got time. You got plenty of
15?
time. If you want to hang out,
16?
we'll still be here.
Doesn't time fly?
17 viewers in the chat. Welcome,
Don't
friends.
adjust.
Appreciate you being here. Would also appreciate
over,
a
man.
subscribe if you subscribe to my second channel. The link is in the
course.
pinned comment, where
I
we do
surrendered,
movie and Blu-ray reviews.
You're the master now.
I've been my master.
It's far
since
more
you left
important
me
than
to
a like
die.
and subscribe on this channel.
We all make mistakes.
Well,
John.
not really, but
I never
I've been
claimed to be
focused on the
saint,
second channel.
But equally, I never.
A-Name
took you
says,
for a
all
terrible-
other countries missing out on
Just
Cocoa
trying to help my
Pups.
family, Dutch. By making compromises, we
Well,
all have to.
Yeah,
Now let her
chocolate
go.
Cocoa
over.
Pups sounds
Girl, John,
okay. Never really got into
you
cereal.
always were the romantic sort. You know, gentlemen, this man here, oh, he married a whore.
This is
Used
the
to
first
ride
close-up
with
look
us.
we have on Dutch. And recall
We
in
all had her.
in our game how
but
he's
he
you know a
married
gentleman.
her.
He's got the gold rings.
know that makes
He's
him
got the
Better
vest.
man than us.
You know, he's very
He's a
well
better man.
put together. He's got the watch chain.
Have the girl, John.
And this is what he
Easy, Dutch.
She's a party.
devolves into. David says, good stuff over there. Check it out. And Serena says, don't like Dutch here. What he did to that poor girl. Yeah, Dutch doesn't care anymore. But this is the Dutch that you know. I mean, if you played this game in order,
Next time I'll just shoot the girl.
That's enough! Come on!
David Odog, what kind of a surprise was it to see Dutch in Red Dead 1 and Red Dead 2 being inspiring and having, you know, like having the gang, you know, respect and pay attention to him.
Come on!
Serena says, I was sad, had tears in my eyes when I played. You're very sensitive, Serena. That's not a complaint,
Let's
merely
just
an
say,
observation.
Dutch ain't gone and got himself saved.
It's one of the things we
Killed
like
some
about
poor
you.
woman.
And A-Name says he needs another haircut.
It's been abandoned for years.
Yeah, you're getting a little shaggy, A-Name.
Come on, follow me.
Especially if you have a new young lady in your life, I'm sure she would appreciate a haircut, and also you would feel more confident.
I guess so.
And confidence
No,
is
still
key
the same crazy bastard he turned into.
How was it seeing him after all this time?
when courting a fair
On your
maiden.
heartstrings?
Kind of reminds me of you. Violent piece of shit who went and confused
Odog says,
himself
I'm
with
always
God.
disrespectful in this playthrough to Dutch.
Now you must kill him. Your side is chosen.
My side ain't chosen. My side was given. I'd kill you 100 times before I killed Dutch. If it was an option.
Hallelujah! I think we're finally reaching an understanding, Mr. Marston.
Yeah, this Dutch is completely different than our Dutch.
There's the car. We must abandon it and
Serena
continue our
says, yes, I am. Couldn't stop crying after Arthur. Didn't know how I even played. It was so sad. I just kind of started over and went back to chapter 1 because I missed him. Even though I knew how the game ended. And also I wanted to see all the things I missed. A name says, Super Antonio, you're always speaking facts. You should do fact of the day. That's interesting to think about. You know, they just kind of pop up. It's not like I research them. Fact of the day, I would have to start researching, I think. David says, how many different endings did you do, Serena? And Serena says, yes, same, Antonio. I must have restarted the game so many times. Yeah, even now, I'll restart just because I missed chapter 1. It's fun. It's comforting. It's like, it's just fun. It's a fun way to spend the afternoon. It's just hanging out in chapter 1, doing the missions. Seeing the O'Driscolls for the first time. Meeting Kieran. Hunting with Charles especially. Every time I redo chapter 1, it just reminds me of how much I love the game and how much I loved it pretty much from the start. I can remember the exact moment when I fell in love with the game, and it's when you hitch the horse at Sadie's ranch. When you hitch up Taima. When the game said press triangle to hitch horse, and that was like, I don't know, that moment just clicked. And I was like, this is my game. I love this game. What's going to happen next? I think I immediately died. A-Name says, gonna get it cut out Friday because it looks... Okay, A-Name says, gonna get his hair cut Friday because it still looks fresh. To be honest. Okay, A-Name, that sounds like a plan. Serena says, only 2 endings. Arthur goes for the money in the normal way. I can't do bad playthroughs. Yeah, it's very difficult, Serena. And Led Zeppelin says, Serena, don't worry about being sensitive. It means you're human, and that's a good thing. We need more sensitive people. To be honest. David says, don't do bad honor death. And Serena says, thank you, Led Zeppelin. A-Name says, you're so funny, Super Antonio. I'm glad you think so. I have a quirky sense of humor. I don't think everyone gets it. Mama 1 is back. Greetings, Mama 1. Probably caught the end, but hey, everyone. We got about another hour, Mama 1. We have a lot of ground to cover tonight. So, settle in. Bring snacks. Bring enough to share. I'm going to call Sadie back for you, Mama 1. Call her back with some potent canine bait. She's in her crate, which is in front of the desk, which you can't see. Let's see if we can get her. Yep. Here. Hop. Come here. Turn around. Yes, good girl. Okay, say hi to Mama 1. Then you can have the treat. Say hi. Look in the camera. Look in the camera. Over here. Okay. Thank you for trying. She's not a good host tonight, regrettably. She's very tired. Serena says, no, cuz don't want Micah to hurt Arthur in the bad playthrough. Yes, I agree. And David says, howdy to Mama 1. And Serena says, hi, Mama. Mama. Yeah, Mama 1 is a nice username. It's very comforting. I like usernames where I know immediately that you're not a troll. Makes it easier for me. A-Name says, got a bad honor death my first time playing. It's nice seeing that bad honor coyote, who I thought was a bad honor wolf. I wish I saw him when we were in Guarma, and I wish I'd recorded it. I wish I'd captured the footage. Maybe I could replay that mission and get the footage again. Yes, I believe I could. Mama One says, awesome. I was honored that you made what I said a video. Hey to everyone and say, yeah, that really touched me, Mama One. It just it made my weekend and re-inspired me on the channel.
To shoot 'em, too much to handle.
When the opportunity presents itself,
It's
I'll put a bullet in them. Don't you worry.
it's you know
I like
it's,
myself
you
for
make
doing
these videos
but I'll do it.
and you put them out there, and
You know, at the end of the
and
show,
you don't they take on a life of their own. You don't know what's going to happen. And I'll tell you, with over 2,000 videos on the channel, literally every day I got a comment of someone saying they love, using the word love, which is a very strong word. You know, I love this video, I love your voice, I love this horse, I love this game. Every day I'll see that someone will say that. And of course, the only comments I remember are the ones where people say hate. Because that's just human nature, I guess, to focus on the negative. And I don't get hate comments every day. Knock on wood. But when I get them, you know, they sting a bit. So when I hear something like what you said about your husband, it just, you know, it really moved me and re-inspired me to keep making videos, even though I wasn't considered stopping or or doing anything drastic. I was just, okay, well, you know, there's a whole segment of the audience that are getting some value out of these videos, other than just playing the game and where to find this horse, or how to get the bolt action rifle, good old bolty, you know, or just enjoying, you know, the landscapes or the gameplay. And that just that made me happy, and I wanted to share it with, well, it was twofold. I wanted to share it with everyone who doesn't want to watch the live streams, and I wanted to promote the live streams. I made a second one, just where I clipped the live stream from yesterday, where I did a little bit of singing, where I was singing David Bowie. Just, you know, for the same reason, to promote live streams. That one's called Super Antonio Sings. Where are we? Okay, Miko says, not now if only the predator baits in Red Dead 2 worked as fast as the potent canine bait. Yeah, I know. Maybe if you held it in your hand. Serena says, Antonio and everyone, I'll be uploading another video soon. Well done, Serena. And Anim says, I thought it was a wolf too, till I seen it in Saint Denis. It's a pretty big coyote. Mama One says, my husband has been making me show everyone the video. He was so ecstatic that you talked about him. Oh, that's nice to hear. I'm glad. And Serena says, I need to go online to do a video and story mode. I miss Arthur and John. Arthur and John, miss you, Serena. Led Zeppelin says, I don't hate anyone. I don't even really dislike people. I try to forgive people. That's the way to live, Led Zeppelin. Hate comments, I don't think, are like actually by truly hateful people. I think they're just, you know, they're frustrated with the game, or they're jealous of the channel, or, you know, any number of things. Or they're disappointed, or they're having a bad day. And it does feel good to vent. And it's just it's the nature of the beast. You know, if you're going to put yourself out there, not everyone's going to like you. A name says, need to go through Red Dead 2 again or something. Feel bored. Any recommendations on what to do? Well, that, I believe, is a question for the chat. Because, regrettably, I never get bored with this game. Ever. I love rebuilt, just recrafting the satchel. Serena says, I always see a deer in my playthrough, never see the wolf. Yes, that is the Good Honor buck. Let's watch Beaumont the Builder. Damsels causing distress. Yeah, I was thinking of making a short of this and doing the narration out loud. I still might. But that's why I got this footage. Serena says, A name, do Algernon Wasp. I did it. Took a while. Was worth it. Up to you. Yeah, that one will take a while. Serena says, the taxidermist as well. Yeah, I have a squirrel video coming up. The squirrel statue. Serena, speaking of the taxidermist. A name says, I'll definitely give it a look tonight. And Odog says, Bad Honor playthrough. Change it up. Yes, listen to Odog. He knows what he's talking about. Mama One says, if Arthur would have survived the events of Red Dead 2, would he have been one of the government sent? That's a great question. Yeah, I suppose so. And Serena says, same, love this game so much. Red Dead 2. And to A name, nice, A name. A name says, Bad Honor sounds good, not gonna lie. Gonna do all satchels in chapter 3 also. I do all satchels in chapter 2. I do all satchels as soon as I get the ledger opened. A name says, that's me sorted for the week. Algernon and Bad Honor playthrough. Well, it sounds like a plan. First time I did the Algernon missions, I remember I was in the swamp looking for egrets and reviewing birds through the binoculars, and I got pulled off the horse by a night folk. It was during the day, and because you're in first person with the binoculars, and it's, what is going on? And I'm like immediately attacked, and I'm pretty sure I died. Serena says, awesome, a name. And Serena, you're awesome. The chat is awesome. 12 viewers in the chat. Thank you for being here, friends. You are all awesome. Mama One, I would appreciate a subscription a sub to the second channel, if you haven't already, where we do movie and Blu-ray reviews. The link is in the pinned comment. A-Name says, might start tonight, get up to chapter 2, then sleep. Oh, A-Name, I would say just sleep. Odog has a fierce smiley emoticon, and A-Name says, gonna try to do the scout jacket with Pearson. Yeah, you gotta do that early. And Serena says, those night folk always in the way, LOL. Odog says, they even scared the hell out of me the first time. Yeah, they're very creepy, the night folk. The way they're so silent. Sometimes they have gold teeth. You can get a gold tooth from them. Mama One says, currently building saddles and satchels. Virtual horses are easier than real to care for at my age now, LOL. Yeah, I can imagine, and less smelly. Serena says, some scared me to this. The screech they do is scary in the swamp. And Mama One says, I'll sub to your second channel now. Appreciate it, Mama One. Don't have to watch. But I need the subs. I don't beg for subs enough. Beg for subs and like and subscribe for, yeah. I really should do that, but I don't. But the second channel is more dramatic. I'm talking a lot more. You get full camera of me. And I've been doing dramatic readings of movie quotes for shorts. They're doing quite well for the second channel. A-Name says, it didn't work the last time. I just stalked Pearson near Dutch's camp. Yeah, for me it works best at like 7.8%. You know, right after you get Dutch's pipe request, right after Hosea gives you the coffee, just he needs to be behind that counter. The stew pot needs to be next to him. He needs to be holding a beer and whistling. And it usually happens, you know, it'll happen during the day, somewhere between 10 and 3, or 10 and 4.
Remarkable agitation, partly due to standard narcotic impulses, but also due to the fact that I have finally
A name says yes, waiting to grab the bottle.
What's that?
And Odog says, I hate the swamp. Yeah, I haven't really explored the swamp thoroughly. You know, I just go there for Algernon.
Meaning,
Strange Man has a cabin in the swamp. Odog says, I didn't appreciate Arthur getting R-worded there either. Happened one time on my first playthrough. Never let it happen on any other. That crap isn't cool. I guess we could say assaulted. Serena says, same Odog. Hate the swamp. It scares me sometimes. And Mama One says, by the way, horses smell, but as long as you clean stalls and bathe them and take care of any medical problems, it's not as bad as you think. More like a bigger, hungrier, more moody dog. Yeah, I've smelled horses, and I don't mind the smell. I mean, I like the smell, and you know, I don't think Sadie smells. She might smell to other people. I mean, you know, she gets a bath once a week, but even, you know, towards the end, she gets a bath every Saturday. But, you know, even towards like Thursday and Friday, when she's starting to get a little potent, I just like her smell. I guess that's love. Led Zeppelin says, I think it's annoying because of the gators. The gators and the mud, and it's dirty, and the sounds, those frogs. Everything about the swamp is annoying. Led Zeppelin says, always scaring my horse. And Odog agrees and says, it is Led. Serena says, yes, Led, know what you mean, those gators. A-Name says, cheers for these suggestions for the Bad Honor playthrough and the side missions. That's what we're here for, A-Name. Mama One says, I love the swamp, but I like to get alligator meat. Always bring 2 horses so you can carry 2 skins. Alligator meat is the easiest big game to harvest, especially now that I like big game time and big game mint for gold cores on gold deadeye and health cores. Alligators are the best for that. Serena says, no problem, A-Name. Enjoy. Let us know how you went. And back to Nostos we go. A-Name says, I'll tell all news at the next stream. Probably be at Chapter 4. Next stream, of course, will be on Fridays. On Fridays, we free roam. On Fridays, we free roam. The Bad Honor playthrough. We are going to be doing the Lenny mission, and then attempting to get into jail at the Strawberry, at the Strawberry jail to see if we can see Micah in jail. Probably won't work, but we're gonna try. Mama One says, love the swamp, Led Zeppelin. Best meat and best fishing. Yeah, I forgot about the fishing. I don't, you know, this channel doesn't really cover fishing just because, I mean, we have, but it's, I just feel it makes really boring stream videos. Led Zeppelin says, I'm going to go, guys. I'll see you all on the next one. Thanks for being here, Led Zeppelin. Appreciate you, friend. You have a great week. And Led Zeppelin continues, you got a point, Mama One.
I think we've already experienced disaster. The likes which you could only imagine. Put your hands up!
These natives look like Apaches to me. Just the way they wear their headbands. Which would make sense because we're...
not what we
New Austin is kind of
Shut your mouth, you
like
treacherous
Texas.
snake. Oh, shit.
Serena says, okay, Led, see you next time. Take care. Bye for now.
Professor, get down now.
A name says, proper munchin on this cereal. Well, it's good you don't have a dog. Because they would also be properly munching. Mama One says, love you, Led Zeppelin. Stay healthy and happy and confident. Words to live by. One of the best pieces of advice I ever heard about dogs is whatever you're feeling will travel down the leash to your dog. So you should walk with confidence.
I don't know about you, Professor.
Which I always
say
do
get the
anyways,
hell outta
but
here.
I just try to project it more with her. When she was younger, when we were walking, I would say strong girl, happy girl, pretty girl, confident girl, Sadie girl, just to sort of reassure her that I was there. Serena says, love, has Dutch teamed up with these Skinners? Not really, Serena. He's with this tribe. Mama One says they are Navajo or Apache. Yes. I would say Apache because they were more warlike than the Navajo, I believe, but I could be wrong. But yeah, they definitely have that look to them. Then another thing I was thinking while I've thought this before, but I was thinking this tonight when I was walking her, is when you hold on to the leash, she always, it's like she doesn't pull on the leash, but she likes a little tension on it. She likes it taut, and even if we're close, and I'll keep her close, I keep her by my side, and it feels to me like we are holding hands. And I think she likes it tense just so that she knows that I'm there. Even though of course she knows that I'm there. But it's a nice feeling. It feels like we're holding hands. And I do hold her paws. I can't right now because she's all curled up. But when we get into bed and she stretches out, then I can hold her paw. It's a nice way to fall asleep. And I clean her paws. In case you're wondering, every time we go out when we come back, I wipe down her paws.
So you ain't planning on sleeping then?
Sleep.
David says, who did what to who and why?
Sleep again.
David, if the second channel takes off, and it will because, it's just a matter of time and effort on my part, we will move movie nights over there. And we will resurrect movie nights in Red Dead Redemption 2 on the second channel. So,
Safe and sound. Thank the Lord.
So much for a meeting of
we'll just do them over there.
Mr. Master.
Mama One says, was she a little puppy when you got her? Did she learn her name easy? When I was younger, we had a dog named Roscoe, but after my dad passed away, we took him, and he would never respond to us calling him. A-Name says used to have a bulldog, flared its teeth when I was getting its nails cut. Mama One, I got her at 6 months. She had a lot of bad habits, and her name was already Sadie. That's how I knew. Well, okay, I gotta get this dog. And she wasn't named after this game, but it was just such a glorious, magical coincidence that I had to take her. I got her during my father's funeral. One of my aunties, as she was saying, goodbye, and like at the end of the funeral, in the graveyard, asked me if I wanted a dog. And so I said, I don't know, maybe. and you know, it's like, and so she just showed me her picture, and she said, well, she's a medium dog, and which was good because I don't like small dogs. And her name is Sadie, and she showed me a picture of her, and I was like, yes. Without even thinking, I was like, I absolutely want this dog. So I got her, you know, like a week later, because she was too active for my auntie and my uncle. You know, they're older, and let's see, she was 34 pounds and overweight. No, she was 38 pounds and overweight. She was a little chubster. She had a lot of bad habits. They were overfeeding her, and she was staying in her crate. She knows I'm talking about her. So I immediately got her on a better diet, and got her, and you know, got her way more active. You know, I started running with her, you know, up to the park 3 times a day. You know, I was living near my sister, so she would take her, you know, up to the park as well. And I got her down to 34 pounds. And now she is 50 pounds and pretty much full grown. And I corrected most of her bad habits. I can't think of any bad habits she has. She is a little, she's a little bitey when she gets overexcited, but only with people that she knows that she's affectionate with. And it's not a crunch bite; it's more a holding bite. So I wasn't really able to like stop her from doing that. But you know, I can tell when it's going to happen. I can anticipate it, so I can, you know, it's like, and she doesn't do it with strangers, so you don't have to really worry about it. Mama once says, my husband ended up just calling him Pete, and that was the farm dog I was telling you about. Pete works. They like short names, I think, and and I heard somewhere that you shouldn't name a dog with a name that sounds like no, which was, you know, I always thought I would have a dog named Kona. And that makes sense that, you know, it's like, and if her, you know, it's like if her name wasn't Sadie and, you know, I didn't have this channel, I would probably have tried to name her Kona or Luna. Odog says 38 pounds isn't overweight for a Pit Shep Lab mix. She, you know, she had a little belly. I mean, you could feel that she was like just under exercised and a little overweight. And I got her, you know, it's like, yeah, for her size, she was just a little bit overweight. But I got her down, and now she's like the perfect size. Bodog says, was it bad weight? Yeah, I think it was kind of bad weight. It wasn't muscle. I mean, you could, you know, if she were human, I mean, her body fat percentage now, I would say, is around 10. 10 to 15, but she was closer to 20, 25 when I got her. A-Name says, did my comment go through? The one about the bulldog fixed its teeth, flared its teeth when it was getting its nails cut. Yeah, she didn't like to have her nails cut at first. Sadie didn't. She's better at it now. Serena says, I did this side mission as Jacked. Next time, I do it as John. I started it and we never finished it. Mama one says, sorry to hear about your father. I still miss my daddy. He was really ill by the end and was happy to go. Maybe one day I'll tell some stories. He was an eccentric alcoholic with a heart of gold. Yeah, it's like, you know, both my parents are gone. And my mother was really sick at the end. My dad had a bad fall. So, you know, it's like he went really fast. So that was kind of a blessing. And he went like maybe a year after my mother died.
You saved my life, mister. Here, please take this.
And it's still,
Just in the right place at the right time.
I think that was like 2 years ago now. Yeah. But I got Sadie, so that made things better. A-Name says, kinda high, might sleep. Yes, A-Name. I think sleep is in order for you. Snooze o'clock, A-Name says. Yes. Well, the stream's almost done, A-Name. I appreciate you being here. We've got about 20 minutes left. About. Serena says, I miss my dad too. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Serena. It's a strange club to belong to, but it is the natural order of things.
That's a fetch a good price.
A-Name says, what did you cut up? Rabbits. Odog says, no brother or sister? I have a sister. Yeah, I think they were rabbits. Oh, coyotes. Coyotes sell really well at the general store. Coyote meat and coyote pelts. A-Name says, I'll stay for the 20. Not too long. Appreciate you being here, A-Name, but we're just kind of fooling around. I don't think we're going to do anything. Odog says, at least you got your cousins and all of us. I appreciate all of you, and I have so many cousins. You have no idea. I come from a clan. Yes. Odog says, oh, okay, a sis. Yeah, I have a sister. Serena says, notice when you cut up pelts, it goes all over the screens. Yeah, it's just like you get blood all over you. That's the only indication. Same, you know, when you're taking damage. It's the exact same animation, I'm sure. And back to Blackwater we go, I believe. A-Name says, can relate and not relate with the dad things. My dad was around till I was about 13 or 14, but my mom kicked him out. It was for the better, as he would put her down with her mental health and self-esteem. I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, it does sound like it was for the better. And Mama One says, my mother was a shock. She slipped on ice and broke her foot, and they waited too long to do surgery. So she developed a blood clot, and it went to her heart and popped. She was a great mom. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Mama One. But it helps to talk about it. I believe, to help, to share that burden. It lightens your burden. And the chat is happy to help you. A-Name says, hardly speak to him as he doesn't speak to me much. Never really taught me anything when he was around, not even to ride a bike. Well, what I've noticed, A-Name, is father figures come into your life. It might be, a teacher, a martial arts instructor, a coach, or, just an older friend that you meet somewhere. And also, it's like you might get close to your father-in-law or your girlfriend's father. Sometimes that happens as well. So just because you don't have an official biological father doesn't mean that there aren't father figures in your life that you don't know about or that you haven't encountered yet. Someone like Hosea. Sometimes you meet an older man and he takes on that role. I mean, you have a natural friendship and affinity to each other. But because you're not the same age, because there's an age gap, he takes on kind of a fatherly figure role. And you might already have that in your life and you don't know about it. Mama One says, my mother was a shock. Oh, no, we saw that. And she says, hope that doesn't upset you. No, not at all. But I can tell your parents raised you perfect. Not many genuine people care about what some older lady and husband enjoy watching. Well, you know, of course I care. I care about all the viewers, but I cared especially about your comments and because, well, you know, you're not really the demographic of the channel. You know, there are older gamers on this channel, senior gamers. But you know, in general, we're like in the 18 to 35 demographic. But yeah, I care. Of course I care. You know, it's like I was moved, and, you know, freaked out at how moved I was. Anim says, even though I had stuff going on through the years, this channel was always there to cheer me up. Yeah, we're happy to be here for you, Anim. That's what we're, you know, that's what we're supposed to be doing. I just, you know, I wanted an alternate to the gaming channels that seem to cater towards the 12-year-olds and were very loud and obnoxious and chaotic. Even though if I had catered to that crowd, you know, we'd be in a much better shape subscriber-wise than we are today. But, you know, that's not me. David says, you are an important part of the channel. Mama One, always welcome, always interact. We love it. Very true, David. You guys make the chat and the channel what it is. You know, I just reflect you guys. Mama One says, thank you so much, David. I love you all as well. A-Name says, I'm going to be driving soon. You shouldn't be driving in the state you're in, A-Name. Unless you're getting your license. That might be what you're talking about. And if so, well done, friend. Don't get too close to the water, Marston. And, he just needed to see what that would be like. The funny thing about these streams, and Sadie, and she's, I don't know if you can see, she's like dripping off the chair. Because she's so tired and she's so she's so over the stream. She wants to go to bed and I won't let her. You only see her when she's like tired. You never see her when she's like a wild child, when she's super active. Actually, no, strike that. You do see her when she's like at least awake on the second channel because I make her sit by me when I do videos. A-Name says, well, I won't if I had a smoke. Haha. And Mama One says, you're not Colm O'Driscoll. You like quality over quantity. Colm looks like he needed a good shower. Yes, he did. Colm went through men like cigars. Serena says, why didn't Dutch teach John how to swim? Or Arthur? You know the real story, Serena, because Rockstar couldn't figure out the mechanics, or there's a technical aspect to why John can't swim, and then it became a joke in Red Dead 2. Mama One says, maybe Dutch can't swim. He made it to a boat after the ship. And Serena says, true, Mama.
Let's go.
A-Name says, go to sleep. Good. You all have a good night, and I'll see you next stream with many heart emoticons. A-Name, appreciate you, friend. You have a great week. You know, enjoy your new lady friend. And we'll see you on Friday. David says, see ya, A. And Serena says, good night, A-Name. And Why not try swimming again? Odog says, no, no problem. The mission they jumped off the cliff after rains falls proves Dutch can swim. Yes, that's true. You can't fight gravity. Mama one says, I think a lot of older Rockstar games, you could not swim, you just drown. Yeah, I believe so. And David says, I'm off as well, very early morning today, tomorrow. David, I appreciate you hanging out as long as you did. David, as you may or may not know, is one of the hardest workers on this channel. Appreciate you being here. Say hello to your lovely wife, and you have a great week, friend. Odog says, running from the U.S. Army. Yes, Odog. And Mama One says, good night, David. A-Name says, see yous all later, and thanks, Super Antonio. Hopefully she's coming round to mine this week. I will keep my fingers crossed for you, A-Name. But remember, you know, just don't be too eager. Odog says, later on, Davey. And Serena says, okay, David, see you soon. Good night. See you next time. And David has a bunch of emoticons, star hearts, Moondog, and Mr. Super Antonio. David says, Mama, always good to see you. And Miko says, I suppose it would have been strange if Red Dead 1 John couldn't swim, but Red Dead 2 John could. Yes, because that would be a younger John. I'm glad they turned it into a joke. Mama One says, then Dutch is not a good teacher, LOL. Well, you know, as much as they say Dutch, you know, like Arthur says Dutch taught him to read, I'm pretty sure Hosea actually did the actual teaching. Dutch just took the credit. Miko says, night, A-Name, and David. David says, y'all come back now here. Thank you, David. And Serena says, yes, say hello to your wife, David.
Professor.
Shout out to David's better half.
Oh, dear boy. Come in, come in.
Odog says, Dutch sucks, and so his plans too.
What's going on?
And A-Name says, I shall take your word.
Yes, I am.
Serena says, no, Dutch not a good
You know-
teacher,
you know
Mama.
the thing that is vital.
Actually, we did
without
do a
which
mission.
Scholarship cannot proceed, sir.
No, I don't.
Not having a bullet.
Serena says,
clipping
Dutch
that, sir.
always had a plan, never worked out. Yeah, did you notice that his train jobs never worked out?
They're fucking
John, the
savages.
one that Marston
Savages.
plans is the only train job that
I'm
is
from Connecticut.
successful.
Professor at Yale. I write books. I do not deserve to die out here. Where's my tincture? Oh, here.
Well, the Chapter 6 train job is successful in the
You okay,
sense that,
Professor?
you know, you get a laundry bag full of cash,
Dandy.
but it was supposed to stop in Saint Denis, and it didn't, so they had to improvise.
You, John.
Hello, Dutch.
I think that's what they call.
And here's Dutch
two
again.
For the price of one out here.
Mama One says Dutch
Wonderful place.
brought the book Hosea
Maybe
used
so,
to
Dutch.
teach Arthur, so he gets half credit, LOL. Yeah,
Professor,
yeah, Dutch takes all the
we're
credit.
gonna kill the both of you.
And Odog says, yep, none of them really
Why would you
worked.
do a thing
Even the
like that?
Cornwall train didn't go right.
I
Yeah,
don't know. Sport, I guess.
that might have been technically, though, Bill's fault,
Why don't I come out there?
because he couldn't get the dynamite to work, and it might have actually been
Professor
Arthur's
going?
fault
Send your boys back to their families.
Well, that
for
that
not
sounds
setting
like
it
a
up
beautiful
right.
plan, John.
But Bill said the dynamite smelled good,
My boys here.
and Bill hands Arthur some dynamite that actually works to blast
We
open the
aren't
doors,
thieves, John.
which seems to imply that it was the wiring, which would make it an Arthur problem.
Only we're fighting for an idea, not just for ourselves.
Serena says, true, Odog
That's
didn't go
beautiful,
right.
Dutch. You always were a fine speaker.
I was. Now would you kindly send
Yeah,
that
Serena, I think you should
academic
play all the
out
Life
here
is
so
Stranges
we can
again.
show
I don't
him
think you should
what
play
we
Mafia.
really think about the art
You
of
need to play a girl game.
anthropology.
Lisa, what are we going to
Mama One says, technically it wasn't a success because they thought John died. A successful heist is no casualties and get money. Yes,
Thank you, sir.
Good point, Mama One. And get away. Serena says, maybe Dutch lost it after Hosea. Not sure, maybe the trolley mission where Dutch hit his head or Micah changed him. I think it was a combination of all three.
Good day, sir.
This scene reminds me of
What is the meaning of this?
searching for Lenny in the Valentine Saloon.
Shut up.
If I'm sure O-Dog knows that scene. Now we get the sniper rifle.
Come
Or maybe we get...
We can get to the roof this way.
No, we already have it. Mama once said, only game to make me cry. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
One more move, and
Mama
he's a
went.
dead man.
Serena was talking about how she cried.
Onward! This is where your journey.
I think it's, you know, you invest so much in this character, and Rockstar didn't really anticipate how beloved Arthur would become. And I still don't think they understand why he's so popular. Just the confluence of events and writing and music and characterization and acting and you know, creating one of the greatest characters in video game history. Serena says, Red Dead 2 made me cry a lot. Well, this game breaks your heart. Or that game breaks your heart. This game, not so much. Let's get rid of these jokers. Serena says Red Dead 1, when they shot John, didn't deserve it after he helped them. Yeah, it was a very Butch and Sundance ending, if you have seen that movie. Mama once says Dutch went crazy due to a lot. The Wild West was ending. Dutch's whole life was based on the West. Second was Micah. Third was the trolley. And then Hosea died. Dutch never wanted the West to end. That's a good point. There were philosophical and implications to Dutch. That's why I started reading all that Evelyn Miller and thinking about Tahiti and recreating the West all over again in a new world in Tahiti or Australia. O-Dog says, I teared up once, but they didn't run. Mama One says, he was Dutch Vanderland, a bank robber and outlaw. Men like him don't just retire to peace. That's true. Outlaws for life.
Stay back, or the teacher gets it. As the buzzard flies.
Which was one of the original mottos for this game. I mean, for that game.
You took your sweet time. What do we do now? They've got us pinned down on both sides.
She'll get so tired that she'll actually want me to carry her to bed. And I believe this is one of those nights. I can just tell the way she feels. I don't know. Let's see if you can see. She's very, very pliant and tired.
Stop whining, for Christ's sakes.
Serena says they had all that money back then. Money was a lot. They could have settled down somewhere, made a home, but probably hard to because they will find them eventually. I think if they had not robbed Leviticus Cornwall's train and just taken over Hanging Dog Ranch, they would have had a chance. And then somehow they needed a legitimate business. They take over a saloon. You know, like the business model of in Deadwood, Al Swearengen's had a saloon that he set up where he could run girls and gambling and, you know, just all his other nefarious acts. They needed something like that. They didn't have to run girls, but they could do gambling. So they could have they could have tables. They could have, Herr Strauss could set up his money laundering or loaning business. And, you know, they could sell watered down liquor. And yeah, they'd probably run girls. It was the Wild West. But yeah, they needed more, you know, of a legitimate business source. And then they could do all their outlaw stuff on the side. Odog says they had enough to run an entire farm. It's very short-sighted. Well, you know, I was going to say it's short-sighted of Dutch, but he had big plans. He wanted to take them all to another West. And then, you know, like, just like Sadie wanting to go to South America because she wants to stay wild. Mama one says, put yourself in Dutch's shoes. No more living like a king or fun. I bet the camp they had before Blackwater was even bigger and more luxury. Only Arthur and John's tents were saved. Yeah, that's true. And Odog says they could have went legit and made it and did moonshine and been fine. Yes, if they'd follow, you know, like, if they just became professional, like, loan sharks. It always reminds me of that line from The Godfather, where Don Corleone says you can rob, one man with a briefcase can rob more than 100 men with guns. Very short-sighted. Odog says they could have went. No, we said that. Sorry, Odog. Serena says yes, especially when they were sheriffs. They could have settled. Mama one says moonshine was still illegal and very lucrative, I'm sure. Ironic that moonshine is illegal and special medicine gum is legal.
I doubt you'll be needing this.
Odog says, and or bounty hunters, etc. Put that with cattle or crops would have been good. Yeah. But it's not as ambitious as Dutch wanted. Dutch wanted, you know, it's like Dutch got focused on Leviticus Cornwall because he envied him and he wanted something similar. He coveted his power and his status.
It always was, Professor. And the Old West ain't quite dead yet.
Oh, I know, Mr.
Mama one continues, plus the problem was they had bounties and eventually someone would come sniffing. Yeah, but if they had, like, well, actually, yeah, the Pinkertons had been following them from Blackwater, but they might have been able to shake them if he hadn't gotten on Leviticus Cornwall's radar as well. These jokers just overwhelmed John.
Come on, let's get the hell out of
Let's try that again, shall we?
Right, to the station! I'm not staying in this place a minute longer! This really couldn't have gone more horribly wrong!
At least you got some good material for your next book.
You know, I dreamt of documenting the last days of the Old West. The romance, the honor, the
It's interesting how everyone speculates on how to craft a happy ending for Arthur and the gang. And that just goes to show, it's a testament to how sentimental and how written the game and the story and story mode was. And what a great character Arthur is. People care for him and want him to survive. And it's why, you know, I just skipped to chapter 2 and 3. Arthur's healthy. Everyone's happy. More or less. Humble one says, what's your go-to pistol in Red Dead 2? And preferred repeaters and rifles, and even shotguns. Right now it's Jim Boy Calloway's pistol, just because we can get it early. Made a couple videos on that, thanks to O-Dog. O-Dog figured it out. We like the bolt action. Good old Bolty for combat. We like the Springfield for hunting. And then the Lancaster. Good old Lanky, because it has 14 rounds. Also for, but just for combat. I prefer a long gun for combat. More accurate, more ammunition, faster reload. And then I like to sawed off with incendiaries. Don't really like shotguns. I mean, I like dramatically. You make good videos with them. They're like the repeating shotgun, but they're too close range.
Could have told you that for nothing.
But I do like how they can take off a head. That's just cool.
Well, goodbye, Mr. Marston.
That being said, I just use a sawed off. Early playthroughs, and I still do it, just but I don't think I've ever made a video about it, where I'll put an engraving after I get the first buck to Pearson for the satchel. I'll put an engraving of the buck on the sawed off. I just like how it looks there. And when we finish this playthrough, we are going to turn all of Marston's guns gold because of this. And back to Manzanita Post we go. There's no Husky here.
Won't you join me?
And these blue X's always trick me because it's just property you can buy. And I always think, every time, I think it's a mission, a side mission.
I'm ready to go. I just need a heading from you.
I don't think we can steal these things. Mama one says, I go usually dual Schofield, or yeah, the Schofields are quite popular, or Midnight's Pistol and Schofield, but I tend to keep the Lancaster or pump shotgun on my back at all times. Yeah, I don't like the look of a long gun on the back, personally, but I can understand that. But, you know, I'll always grab it from the horse if we're going to do something. Serena says, Antonio, did you get the poncho yet? We did not. We got the duster. But I didn't really try to get the poncho. Miko says, seems like Dutch himself didn't really want to settle down and retire from outlaw life. No, he did not. Always one more score. Well, he was trying to make up for Blackwater. And it just kept snowballing, I think. Serena says, same, Mama. Lancaster is the one I used to. Good old Lanky. I like nicknaming the guns for the channel. I just think it's funny. Started with Bolty. Bolty the bolt action. And they have to be like literal names with just a Y at the end. Just makes it just seems funny to me. Serena says, got most of the safe houses to get it. Oh, interesting. I never, like, bothered. Just seems like a waste of money if you can camp. But, you know, if you get a poncho out of the deal. But, Serena, you're basically done with Red Dead 1. You're probably moving on. Let's move on. Mama one says, I actually bought a Schofield replica and a .45 long Colt and love it. The originals were all chambered in 45 Schofield, but they made the switch now. Nice.
Come on! Come!
Yeah, the Schofields in this game are very popular. And the double actions, of course. But, you know, I like the Cattleman with a hero grip and a long barrel. Serena says, yes, I am still need to do some side missions and some of them. Yeah, I'm basically done with this game. We're just going through the footage. And straying too close to the water. Marston is fascinated by water. No one knows why. And Serena says, yes, I meant sorry, misspelling. No worries, Serena. And you never need to apologize. Mama One says, I wish Mexico was in Red Dead 2. Maybe Javier gets captured by bounty hunters and you have to rescue him. Yeah, that's a great idea. I don't know why they didn't. I think they planned to, or they were going to like open it up for Red Dead Online, maybe. I mean, it's there, and it exists. They just kind of abandoned this game, or that game. At any rate, that's about all I have for you tonight, friends. I appreciate everyone being here. It was great talking to all of you. Shout out to the mods, David, Odog, Serena. Glad you were here. Mama One, thanks for showing up. Miko, let me scroll through this chat. A-Name's already gone. At any rate, appreciate all of you friends. All of you have a great week. And we shall meet again on Friday for the battle.